Let me... I should have mentioned it was 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. This, was committed, check. She said it was committed at the, right after the crime was committed. So, I mean, I could probably use that. Like, I'll save state just because this fucking bullshit bitch pisses me off. Fuck, should I press first? Yeah, let's press first. Why did you lie about the 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very eyes. Compared to that, 5-minute blank means nothing. And why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, deranged testimony, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Stark. Jesus, Judge, how about you just fucking have sex with her already? Let's get this over with. For now, the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring in this up? And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful and I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that happened. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. I mean, that's a fucking crime. I mean, it's a fucking obstruction of justice. You can go to jail for that, and you just admitted to it. 2 types of blood were found in the shoe. So you brought it to the forensic department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert. And you got away with a little coup because you used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Makes sense, after all, a man was stabbed here. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other was the defendant. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood test, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Oh, well. Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from blood tests whether a murder was performed in cold blood. You can run DNA off of it. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, if you combine all the various blood tests, there are millions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood sample down to 1 person. Or so I heard. Here. Millions of types? If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said that it's a very little doubt it could be anyone else but Miss Lena Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of the Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. The shoe proves that it's flawless decisive evidence. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You order the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Seems like your client. She's in a hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with these shoes? Problem? It's critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Shows a problem with the evidence. I mean, for me personally, I would say it's the angle at which it was. Because you'd expect there to be fucking blood on the bottom of the shoe. There's no blood on the bottom of that shoe. I guess this? Problem with the evidence is here. Where? Take that finger and point it at your own head, Mr. Wright. Yeah, fuck you. Oh, wait, no, fuck. There's blood underneath her shoe, which means that you would have been bleeding beforehand? Yes. Bleeding beforehand. I wonder if you noticed. There's a blood at the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be the blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed. There's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood? This? Can I check this? Oh, she has fucking different shoes on. What the fuck am I talking about? These are completely different shoes. She has black shoes on. The problem lies in the footprint. Not even the fucking footprint. Fuck that. She has different shoes on. Those are black shoes she's wearing. It's white shoes she's holding. Those are two different things. The footprint? Note that the bottom of this shoe's victim is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why aren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. There's also no blood on the ground, like a puddle. That contradicts your claims about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. If there were bloody prints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order. It's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but when we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint... Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not here, there. It's just good at finding... I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I know why it's not there, because it was faked. The evidence is faked. I see, now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. You were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint in the truth of her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and I kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly, a predator like this. I thought that was a little strange for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edward. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. She didn't have enough force to kick it over. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become the evidence against him. What? No. She doesn't have enough force to kick over a fucking oil drum full of water. That ties things up nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe are quite clearly to this murder. If she kicked it over, wouldn't there also be possible bloodstains on said barrel as well? And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. I mean, wouldn't you guys also be soaked in water? That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she was stabbed him? So my sister's blood's on the shoe. That's when it happened. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something. Please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water. The court finds the defendant Miss Lena Sky. Hold it. Thank you. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well? I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. We've reached your verdict, Your Honor. You've reached your verdict. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the Kappa Queen. Look at this. A photograph. I had just, oh wait, no, that was the, oh, never mind. That was the victim's shoe, not her shoe. Oops. I had this just in case someone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. You can't see his other shoe. We don't know. Erasing the last doubt of evidence from the court's mind immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. No. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt and take a good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. No, because if you look at this photo, it hasn't been added. If you looked at the photo, you couldn't see his other foot. You only could see one fucking leg. And with his shoe off. You don't know if it's his shoe or not. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Objection. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it would be too late. Look at this photo the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with the photograph. I don't remember which side the blood was on the shoe, but I believe that's the issue. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point to something, at least remember to keep your eyes open. Fuck you. Just fuck you. I believe he's trying to say no one's falling for your bluffs, Mr. Wright. Open your eyes, Mr. Wright. Think scientifically. Oh, okay, good. That didn't actually count against me. I fucking suck. What about his shoe? Or his other leg? Well, it's probably here, don't you think? No. Oh my god. I don't know what it actually wants me to fucking argue here. Are we sure that's water? Fuck. Like, the way I was looking at it, I don't think, like, the shoe has blood on it. Or why is his shoe off? Is that what's really gonna be it? No, it's not. Is it the knife wound in his chest? Because there's, like, no blood anywhere? Oh my god, what the fuck is the contradiction here? What the fuck? It's gonna be something so fucking stupid that it'll actually just piss me the fuck off. Is it like something to do here? The problem in this photograph is here. What the fuck? What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait, just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf or any kind of the oh my god. A muffler on the car, dude. Okay. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. See, that's why I thought it got me fucked up when she said that. Just think of it as a part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's a suspicious looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Actually, it does. Because you mentioned something about her making a phone call and talking about the muffler. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why it's this important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Yep. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us what you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to. The last call. Miss Starr, recall your testimony to the court. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ugh. Ugh. Could it have been the muffler you heard mentioned? Yeah, exactly this exhaust pipe. If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh. Hell yeah. Somehow I didn't fucking... yeah. Somehow I got out of there. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any unanswered questions, here, we do have a disservice to the law. Have the car at the scene of the crime inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Oof, that was a close one. But we made it. At least for now. That was such a fucking hard one. Court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Yo, I haven't fucking eaten in a while, dude. I could use some fucking lunch. Let's drop a fucking save here. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Law, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Mr. Wright? What? Are trials always like this with you? Yes. Like you're swimming up at the bottom of the lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Well, I equate it more to like he ties an iron chain to his leg. Both legs, I should mention. And then is thrown into the ocean. And then he's been told to swim for 2 miles. That's basically how it feels. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyways? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chamber. Huh. Probably something to do about the piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? No, we still got a couple days for that. Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to its bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall. Thought I'd take a look-see at how the trial's coming. Looks like I'm late. They've got place locked down tighter than a foreign enemy territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last two days have been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. No, that don't just beat all. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seemed to have seen it too, I reckon. What's that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. Can he be my partner instead? I mean, my God. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Moonshine. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Good Lord. I just want him to be my fucking helper. If he's just my partner all this time, I'd have so much fun. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh my God. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Edgeworth. No idea. Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. It seems the investigation didn't go his way. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? I need to know so I can at least get semi closer to you, who you look like you are. What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Okay. Oh, hey, hey. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, Udgy. How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Udgy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy. Seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all the trouble, you know? You should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. How is he chief of fucking police? What is this guy? Name's Gant, Damon Grant. I'm pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? And before he's actually the killer. It's been over 2 years since you last came to the courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. He just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's, my sister's muffler. So Mr. Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed to that exhaust pipe. On little Worthies in the car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what we'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, yes? This, Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime I had. Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean you off this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Grr. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like you to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yeah, well, I think all you have to do is push the button and that switch, and, if I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point at people anymore. Jesus Christ. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, this is so fucking trippy. Press the button. Oh, hey, the knife's broken. What? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. No, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. I can't wait. Witness testimony, department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department, and we weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. I bet these knives have been switched. Like, this switchblade was the murder at the police department, while the one that just showed up is the murder of Goodman. I wouldn't be surprised at all. There was a murder at the police department, a detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department are all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places? Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however. Keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Department in disorder.
This knife is special, but I can't say how now.
Say here. Excuse me, special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not here.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife.
Oh no, it seems like it's not bloody enough for it. Nor is it long enough. Let me see what actually that tag says. There's a small tag on that knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where. But I think I've seen this like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Yeah, we have a note. Maybe I should check the court record again. Yeah, we have a note from Goodman that had something to do with, 675. Oh, 67S or 76S. And this was, I don't remember. What was the small tag? I don't give a fuck about what they say about it. Small tag. Yeah, SL92. So 67S. So it's like kind of similar, but not really similar, I guess. I don't know. Could be connected, could not be. We don't know. At least it's probably connected.